Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Roman, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
And we got Lance here.
Yeah, Lance is a returning guest.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Roman.
How are you?
Hi, Lance. You're joining
I'm
us.
good. I'm exceptional. Thank you for having me.
You're joining us for a beer. What are you drinking there? Guinness or?
I am drinking something that I hadn't had for 5 years. So this is it's from Saskatchewan, where the fishing is great. That's a joke, but it's called it's just their regular classic Pilsner.
Yep.
And if you go to jail in Saskatchewan, you might get some of this.
In jail?
Well, no, it's I call it jail beer, but I really like it. It's just good. It's refreshing to have after a couple of years. And if it's really cold in a chilled mug like this, it's pretty cool.
Why are
Pretty
we
good.
drinking out of cans?
Yeah, we didn't really set this thing up well. I mean, whatever. You want a glass?
I'll grab glasses. Lance, tell us about yourself or to listeners who haven't met you.
Again, yeah.
I should have put on a better shirt. That's one thing about me. I have a show called Real Bad Radio on Spotify and at realbadradioshow.com. And that's the only two places to find me right now. But I'm going to have to branch out, get real, and what else? I'm a musician, and I watch your guys' show, and I've had you guys on. You guys have had me on, and there's quite a bit to say. I don't know where to start.
You don't look like a musician at all. So you play acoustic guitar, electric guitar. I see in the background.
Yeah, I got more of each on each side.
You have preference?
Yeah, I'm primarily usually an electric. If I feel like playing something, I will. I'll pick up an electric. Just I like the crunch, and I've got amps all over the place on each side of me. It's quite the spread here. It's like this wall behind me goes 15 feet.
Yeah.
So I've got another easily 8 feet on each side of me. So it's more than 15 feet.
Nice.
And it's just amps and all this stuff and other guitars hanging on walls.
You use Marshall amps?
That's all I got, man. I even have a Marshall beer fridge.
Oh, man. Fuck yeah, dude. That's pretty cool.
And I've always had it in my studio.
They make
Back when
quality
I
stuff.
had a big studio. And I had this guitar player come over once, and he was going to do some recording. And he tried to plug in to the front of my Marshall beer fridge. And I had to say, Bruce,
Yeah.
rest his soul. I said, I had to tell him, hey, man, it's just, that's where you can put your beer.
You play drums at all?
I can play drums good enough to play like a basic song, like kind of AC/DC-ish, but you wouldn't. I won't be playing any Rush covers or anything like that.
Yeah. Neil Peart, and that's tough to.
Yeah,
That's tough to do.
yeah.
Have you seen these videos with is it Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, that's his name.
And Will Ferrell? Have you seen these videos?
Yeah, he had a freak out on stage once that somebody yelled out Will Ferrell to him, and he freaked the fuck out.
Well, the videos I'm talking about, he was on Jimmy Fallon, and they look physically the same. Like they look like they're like identical twins, but they're dressed all the same. And then they have like this weird little drum off, and like Will Ferrell's just being a smart ass, and it was pretty cool. But they have a couple of those with Chad Smith. He'll like just listen to something, and he'll listen to a song. I think like it might have been by the Killers, like Mr. Brightside or something like that. And they played it.
Oh, yeah.
They played it without the drums. And he had to insert. I guess he hadn't heard the song before, and he had to insert the drums into the song after only hearing it once. It was pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
Because Chad Smith was really upset about people calling him Will Ferrell at concert and things like that. That you can find footage of him freaking out, but now I guess he's embracing it.
Yeah. It must be. I don't know how old this video is, but.
Oh, okay. I can seek that out.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. At least he's not living in anger now with the Will Ferrell syndrome.
Yeah. No, it's amazing how much they look alike.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. This old Claverack. Repeat customer.
Winter lager. Brewed with spices.
We got to talk about some exciting news. So Lance was from you're from Canada, but then you moved to Colorado, and now you've moved back to Canada. So look at the internet connection. See how clear everything is? Because as the 51st state, we need that to happen.
Well, I've been, I just covered it on my show on episode 156 or 55, I believe. You know how your news feed will suggest things to you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it said new study shows that 1 in 4 Canadians wants to be or willing to entertain being part of the U.S. So in 1 month since the big joke was, since the joke was made to Fancy Socks in Ottawa from Trump, it's actually gained, gotten some legs, and there are like 1 in 4 Canadians that would do it. That's huge,
right?
Just in the course of a month, because they're so fed up of what's going on up here. But
well, the ratio is probably off because 100% of Canadians from Quebec don't want to be.
They could stay behind, in my opinion. And, I don't want to piss anybody off from Ontario or Manitoba, but actually I don't give a shit. If I was Trump, if you're looking at a map of North America, you take Saskatchewan, which is right in the middle. You take Alberta, and then you take BC, where I am, and then you take Yukon, which is right up into Alaska. So you've got this kind of a shape of an L, and it goes down into the main 48. And that's what I would do. And you would have the state of Yukon, BC State, where I am, which sounds like we'd have a good college football team, BC State, state of Alberta, and Saskatchewan state of Saskatchewan, whatever. And it'd be instead of a 51st state, it'd be 56 altogether.
Yeah.
54, whatever. Yeah.
51.1, 51.2.
I don't know how it could work. I'm not sure how that would actually happen. I mean, we have a better chance of
probably
of acquiring Greenland, and we got to get this fucking Panama Canal thing figured out. But I bring it up because I've been listening to your show since I didn't jump in the beginning, and I don't have a lot of time to or patience even to sort of follow up. I think I jumped in maybe around episode 50 for you. But I know that how much you appreciated the U.S., and it's interesting to hear that as a Canadian, and even how much you hated Canada, or at least Trudeau.
Yeah, hate Trudeau. I love my country. I love what it has been in the past. And I've said for a long time, like, Canada turned out to be so much, even though it got its start from the patriarchy over there, not the patriarchy, from Mother England, if you will.
Yeah.
And just because we're neighbors, Canada and the U.S., Canada turned out to be so much more like the U.S. than it did Britain. And I'm not knocking anybody over there. It's just, when you're neighbors and you live on the same street, odds are you're going to have barbecue more, than with your landlord, your former landlord across town, which in our case would be England. And so I've said that I appreciate the U.S. for that, and several things. I mean, really, some of my favorite music comes from down there, and living down there in Washington at first, and then Colorado. And, I was conceived in Seattle, so maybe I wasn't born there, but I was conceived in Washington State. So
probably a Chad Smith song, a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the U.S. I love what it stands for, and I would fall into the category of being a redneck Canadian, all that. Are you
in a band now or no?
No. I have songs recorded that I have to finish up, get the vocals done for, and I think everything else is done on them. But no, not in a band right now. I have people that would like to get me in a band, and so I'm entertaining that, definitely.
You prefer solo artists?
When I'm in a band, it depends if it's an original band or a cover band. If it's a cover band, even though you get paid to play, but you're going out on a weekend, you know what I mean? And when I was married, my wife and I hated it when I would have to pack up. We'd be having a nice day on a Saturday, and then 4:00 would come around, and we'd have to kind of cut it short, and I would have to shower up and get ready to go to the bar and play for 5 hours or whatever the gig was. And, so we hated that. So I hate that about cover bands. And just the fact that you don't get your weekends, because I looked at it as work, because it's fun for a while, but after a while it's not fun. And it's just more of a hassle.
You think if you were to join like an original band and they want to travel, you travel with them?
No, I wouldn't do that. Well, depending on the money, I would have. If I joined something that was already really established and was rolling along and things were looking good, yeah, definitely. But at this point in my life right now, I wouldn't. I mean, I've got my dog. I've got so many other things. And it's tough to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to put in the legwork to sort of establish that at this point in your life. I mean, you're not 20s anymore, you know.
Right. And I already did all that. I toured and did all that stuff. And it's fun. Like, I got it out of my system. And you can only eat so many hamburgers at truck stops and these kinds of things. It just, if you're trying to maintain any regimen of health, doing push-ups with a suitcase on my back doesn't work. That kind of shit. And it's just, it's no good. Sharing a hotel with a light man who has a gas problem, these kinds of things.
Where's Vera now? Is she
right here beside me on her bed.
Is she camera ready?
Yes, I can show you. Yeah. She's cleaning her paws right now.
That's fine.
One moment.
We like Vera.
One moment.
I think she's
all right.
She's a mastiff.
She's mastiff?
I think so.
Hey.
Okay. I did not realize she was black. It looks like a Rottweiler.
Yeah, she looks like a really tall, a big Rottweiler. 1 sec. Get back there. But she's a bull mastiff, and her and older brothers turned black. They were all tanned color for the first year of their life, and then they all turned black. And when we went and picked her up out at a lamb farm, there were no other dogs. This was a remote. The driveway alone was just dirt road, and it was about 9 miles, and it was hell. You had to have 4 wheels drive just to get in there, and it was just bull mastiffs out there. You know what I mean? There wasn't like a milkman hanging around or anything like that. It just just happened.
Yeah, good looking dog for sure. I realized I thought she was like red or like a lab color maybe even, but I mean I'd never seen her before.
Yeah, she's just looks like a bit. Her head is really unlike a Rottweiler. So she definitely has the bull mastiff head, but yeah, you weren't really seeing much of her there because she's busy gnawing on her paws, but doing her nails and all that. But yeah, it's
we recently
fun stuff.
Yeah,
we recently got a dog after some tequila shots, and then just went out and picked up a golden doodle, but it's black.
Wait, you were drinking tequila when you got the dog?
Golden doodle, but he's black.
So how does that happen? See, how does that work? Same thing with Vera or what?
That's the mailman you were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can't call it black doodle. It's just, I don't think there's black doodle. So maybe a golden doodle that had sex with another doodle that was black. I don't know.
Had sex with
a golden doodle that's black.
Well, you never had sex with a doodle before?
No.
You could just Google it as black golden doodle or whatever. See if you get any hits.
I'll have to look it up later. But he's super cute, and we were hanging out with friends, and they're like, "You guys should get a dog." Because they got from that breeder, they had that dog Poppy there at the party, and
okay,
and so we had a couple shots, and looking at my wife, I'm like, fuck it, let's get it.
Yeah. Too bad that can't happen with like a hot wife. Like I got my wife, well, let's go, let's pick up another wife then.
Yeah,
let's just go grab another wife. We're gonna do shots of tequila.
A few shots of tequila, and I got married.
Nice.
So what's next for you, Lance?
I got up here and my show output almost doubled. I've gone from 141 to 156 in a month. And it's because I'm not working. I'm just kind of enjoying myself and Christmas came and went. I've been just doing a lot of hanging out, and I worked like a fiend in Colorado. So, but it is starting to get to me. I'm going to have to, get something to do just so that I'm not being a crazy person every day of the week, because that is tempting to, buy a bottle of whiskey a day, get everything done during the day, do my workouts, do whatever I got to do, take the dog for a couple of walks, and then go to the pub at night. You know what I mean? It's just tempting to do that, but that'll get old. And, as disciplined as I am, I think I would lose myself after a while. And so I've got to get something to do. I've got to get myself a job again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have background in flooring, right?
Yeah. Yep. I have my website back up, and I've actually gotten a few phone calls. So I might be doing some flooring next week. And if that was to pick up and get real busy again, like it used to be, I used to have to turn work down. Then that would be good. It's great being your own boss,
Mm-hmm.
So
you just do flooring, or you do some like contracting work as well?
Flooring and baseboard and trim.
But you would put on decks or something too, right? Like, didn't you say you did this?
Oh, yeah. Well, for myself, at our places, whenever, I loved building decks. So I would put a deck at the side of each house, a deck in the back of each house, a deck in the front, just nice, but, done nicely. And a hot tub deck, and then a dinner deck, and all this. I just love projects like that, right? So, the place that we moved away from to go to Washington before the divorce and all that, I was run out of a place. It was getting ridiculous. I was looking at some of the lawns thinking, I should just build a deck over this entire lawn, and we can make it a game deck, and I'll put a gym out here. And it was just getting ridiculous. My wife was like, that's enough, soldier,
So that's not something you would do, though, as part of a business? Like build decks for other people?
No, there's a guy in this town. I don't know if he's still around. He had a business called Deck Dynasty. Mm-hmm. And he does really good work. He did really good work if he's still around. So there are guys that are better at building decks than I. I do good enough decks where people would pay me to do it. But, some of the really stylish stuff,
right.
I'd have to do some Googling, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or YouTube.
Yeah. I like flooring, though.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, refinish or install?
Sorry, come again?
Do you do only install, or do you also refinish?
Just install.
Just install.
There are a lot of people, for some reason, there's an unusual amount of finishers, like hardwood flooring finishers. They sand and do all that in this town. So I'm an install guy. Some people call me and they think I'm a store, like they can show up and, at my place and buy the product. And so I have to tell them, no, I will just come and I will put it in for you and do all these wonderful things for you. You'll be happy and you'll pay me. And, otherwise I have to show up at your house and
just install different types of flooring in your house and they can come take a look at it.
Right.
Yeah. When I buy a house, yeah. In about a year, every room will be a different type of flooring.
And do you do only?
I'll even floor the roof.
Do you do hardwood, vinyl, like floating, laminate, all kinds of stuff?
All the floating floors. I don't do anything glue down. I had to turn down a job this morning from a guy who he owns a bunch of houses in town, and he used to be a regular customer of mine. And he called me this morning, and he's like, "I think I know you," because I've been away for a couple of years, right? And I hadn't worked for him since 2018. And so I had to tell him, "Oh, sorry, Glenn, I don't do anything glue vinyl plank because it is inconsistent and for in results I've had." So I turned him down for that, and I'll do engineered hardwood for him. I'll do vinyl for him. I'll do laminate. I'll do various other things, but just nothing glue down.
Mm-hmm. No tile.
No tile. No, tile's too messy. You make a lot of money, but I just I'm more of a. I love doing engineered hardwood. I love doing laminate, and I love doing vinyl plank that is more of a click, like the floating vinyl plank.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting mastic in that fucking mane of his? He can't do fucking tile flooring.
Why not?
Look, you get mastic in that hair. What the fuck?
Well,
He's like Samson. He like lose all his talent.
You put one of those hair nets that the cooks put on.
I do wear one of those. When I'm flooring. I look like I'm going to make a turkey dinner in a classy restaurant or whatever. But I do put it up and or I look like I'm going to rob a bank or something. I don't know.
Like Lance the lunch lady. He looks like in high school.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of engineered floor because especially engineered floor that has enough natural wood to refinish a couple times. It's just everything's uniform. There's no warps. There's no bullshit you need to deal with. It goes in nice. There's less headache. And I like getting really wide planks, 7-8 inches.
Yeah.
My house.
Yeah, and those are coming back, the wider planks. For a long time, before I left here, it was a lot of narrow laminate going in, and I was like, for fuck's sake! So I charge more for that because it takes more to do it, and I try and talk potential customers out of it because they'd have me over to do a measure or give an estimate, but they hadn't bought their flooring yet, right? So I would try and talk them into getting the widest plank you can get. Yeah. Just get pieces of plywood and I'll make them look nice and I'll put them down.
4x8 sheets of planking.
You show up, they got like cherry 2 3/4 inch wide. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate. Yeah. This place has 1.5 inch hardwood in it, but I love engineered hardwood, and it's usually so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I put European oak in my house. I was doing a project in Skinny Atlas, and we redid the whole house, and the entire house had this engineered European oak, and and they were discontinuing it. So I was like, I'm gonna buy everything you have. So I have a friend who owns a flooring business, so I bought everything he had in stock, and it was enough to put in my house, and I have enough left to do my whole kitchen.
Oh, so your customer paid for it and you ripped them off?
No, I bought it for myself.
Oh yeah, sure, right.
Did you hang on to any leftover product?
Yeah, well, I bought extra for my house as well. So
okay.
I like that floor so much in the client's house. I was like, this will look fucking nice in my house because it has any imperfections or knots that they were there. They filled them with like black epoxy or whatever. So it really has a nice character to it. There's no like repeat designs in pieces. So they're all natural wood on top, and it has enough thickness for I think 2 times can be refinished.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I don't know how it is. I imagine it's the same down there with customers here. I tell them to buy after the job is done. If they have like 2 or 3 boxes left over, if it's a big job, like if it's over 1,500 square feet, I will tell them to hold on to the leftover boxes because flooring companies, the manufacturers, they will discontinue. And they don't let you know. They will discontinue all these various prints and lots and flooring designs. And if you return all your boxes, which is your prerogative, and you get your money back, if something goes wrong, you get a couple of damaged planks, maybe a fish tank blows or whatever, you're shit out of luck if you don't keep some leftover product on hand, right? So
usually I have this rule where keep an extra box, whether it's box of tiles, vinyl, hardwood flooring, at minimum, keep an extra box. But I've had projects where they're like, I don't want anything extra. Take it back. We don't want it. So I'm like, okay. So if the box is open, I can't return the open box. But I would use some of the miscellaneous open boxes, and I can put together and maybe build like a cool table or I've built a light fixture actually out of hardwood floors. So it was a commercial building and it was a conference room. I spray painted the beams and the ceiling, everything black, and then it was cherry, maple, and maybe oak. So
Oh yeah.
I mixed pieces up so it's not like too dark on one side and light on the other side. So it's like a contrasted.
Yep.
And just random layout. Just like looks like
Yeah.
hardwood flooring pieces that are just unfinished, right? Both ends got like pieces sticking out. And then I installed loops and I installed chains to hang them off the beams. And then
Okay.
I just pre-drilled for recess lights, and I put recess lights in it. So it was like a chandelier, I guess. But it's
Love it.
hardwood flooring that was kind of accenting the conference table.
Yeah, if you can use it, why throw it out? I in my last house, I built my bar with there were 4.5 boxes of leftover Brazilian cherry hardwood, this beautiful red. And I thought, okay, I had my recording studio all around the perimeter of a finished basement. And then in the middle, there's this big open area. And I wanted to make it like I put some really good flooring down, industrial strength laminate. And then I put big TVs all around and all of that. And then like there was a drum room off the one side, a vocal booth off the one side, and my control room at the back of the place. And then in the middle, I built this big bar out of the leftover. I think it was about 8 foot, maybe 9 feet long, and out of the leftover hardwood. And it was beautiful, and I miss it. Yeah, why throw it out?
Right.
You know, the flooring I'm pulling out in my kitchen is actually Brazilian cherry, and I'm installing.
Oh, and it's pretty scuff. Is it pretty scuff proof, like heels and stuff?
No, it's not. Brazilian cherry is actually not that strong of a hardwood flooring.
Right.
It's got it's pre-finished flooring.
Yeah.
So it's got the forgot the company's name, but it's got the finish. It scratches easily. It can dent like you dropped a mug or a pan, whatever. It'll dent it. But I have European oak engineered throughout the entire first floor, so I want to continue that into the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull the Brazilian cherry out and save it for something maybe like building a table or I don't know. I'm when it comes to wood, I'm like a hoarder.
He loves his wood.
I can't throw it out. I installed a new deck, and the entire deck had like mahogany flooring, tongue and groove flooring. So when I pulled that off, I was like, I can't throw this away. Like, no way. Like, so
Yeah.
I saved it for a couple years. Then I ran it through a table saw, took out all the tongue and grooves, ran it through a planer, flattened it out, and I built all custom baseboard window molding on a house I did in Skinny Atlas, New York. And every time a realtor would come out to look at the house, they're like, "Is this mahogany?" I'm like, "Yeah, this must have cost a penny." It's like, "Nope, saved all the wood that was going to be thrown out." But just made custom baseboards, custom molding for doors and windows, and I had enough for the entire house. A little work, but I mean, it's beautiful wood, you know.
You can always find something to do with it as long as you have more than one or two pieces. You know, if you got one plank, you can make some nice coasters. But I built gun racks. I just built I just started my table saw up for the first time, my main table saw for the first time in years on my frozen balcony, about 10 feet that way. And I was just constructing a place to put my Glocks. So they're on this panel, this board about like that. And, they're up there on the wall now. And I've got to get some stain and do the wood and all that. But yeah. Don't throw it out.
The Glocks you didn't bring to Canada.
Right.
I listened to that episode.
Yeah, exactly. Why would I? What am I, nuts? What am I, a gun runner?
He's like, no, wait. He's like, no, I did that, and you're hearing like a on the microphone. So yeah, we kind of get a little ahead of ourselves here.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So we met, or we kind of all connected because you have a broadcast, a Real Bad radio show. So
right.
That's how we kind of connected. And Lance, you haven't, that I know of, done video before until with us today, but your show is not. You don't have video for your show now.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. So maybe that's going to change for you, whatever the case may be. But I got to be honest. I forgot what I was going to say.
you, you interrupted me.
Well, you guys are talking about a lot of wood, and I'm like, man, I'm getting wood right now.
You got wood, I get excited.
I'm getting wood when you guys talking about wood.
Weirdo.
You know, it occurred to me, my co-host Shannon, that never came on. I mean, that ship has fucking sailed now, right?
Yeah.
You know, she's there in Denver. Unless I bring her up here, you know.
Well, there's
gonna happen.
There's a backstory with her that I know that we spoke about. So yeah, she's not making that trip to where you are. But now you got to find a new Shannon.
Any hot neighbors?
I guess I could go knock on a random neighbor's door down the street or something like that, and hey, you look funny. You know, why don't you come on and talk to me, you bastard? You know.
Hey, dogs at the dog park always work.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know that I have a dog park within 250 feet of me?
I did not know that, but where are there no dog parks?
Well, okay, yeah, good point. But yeah, there's a big school directly across, like a high school. It looks like the Breakfast Club school. And then there's a huge dog park there for little dogs in one part, medium dogs in the other part. And then, you know, but I don't take Vera there because Vera is old and she has no patience for any dogs that are jumping around. So all we can do is, she knows she wants to go in there, but she doesn't know why. And I know what would happen if I took her in there, because there would be blood and screaming, and you know, it would just be bad, you know. And then people would be coming after my dog, and then there would be blood because I'd have to stab them, and you know, and all that kind of thing, and you know.
Yeah, it's too bad because I've been to dog parks where people just have no control over their dogs. Like, if you know your dog doesn't get along with other dogs, don't fucking bring your dog to the dog park, or bring your dog there when there's no dogs. But I've gone a couple times when other people's dogs get attacked because somebody else brought their dog and just doesn't get along with other dogs.
Yeah, it's the same as people who bring their kids to nice restaurants and the kids are fucking running around. So you know what their dogs are going to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you bring a bully to a playground.
Yeah. I remember in Colorado, I had my door open one day, and I could hear the dog bark, and you can always hear the people at the dog park. And it's unusual to hear anything bad or stressful coming from a dog park. But all of a sudden I hear what sounds like a small to medium-sized dog being mauled and attacked, and I hear screaming and people freaking out, and it's just, it was a heartbreaking sound to hear that, and it makes you, it infuriates you. But I couldn't see whose dog was doing what. It was just a big crowd of people, but hope everything worked out. But yeah, it's the same thing as what you're saying. You
look at some of the dog attack videos, and oftentimes you see owners just standing there screaming, not doing anything. I'm like, grab the other dog or punch it or something. Do something. Don't just stand there.
I'd grab my dog. I don't know if I'd grab another dog.
Well, you got to pull that other dog off your dog.
Well, why not pull my dog off that dog?
Well, if your dog's in that dog's mouth, I'm going in there with both hands and fucking ripping that jaw open.
My dog in your mouth.
What dog is that?
My hot dog.
A wiener dog?
Hot dog!
Yeah.
Frank likes to put his dog between bonds of his neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Well,
what kind of dog you got, Frank?
It's a pug mix. So he's 70%. He's 70% pug, and he's got Boston Terrier, Shih Tzu, and not pomegranate. The other dog, Pomeranian. Yeah, Pomeranian. He's a good fucking dog. Yeah, he's a good fucking dog.
Did you know that pugs are in the list of the most gassy dogs?
Yeah, no, I know that now. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good information. They should have given me beforehand. What the fuck?
Every time he hears his dog fart, he goes, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, we go fart for fart, right? No, he's a crop duster. He doesn't make any noise. He just does it and walks away. I'm like, you're like an old lady, like an old lady who farts and doesn't know she did it, and she's kind of like, once it comes out, she leaves. That's what Finn does. Yeah. My dog's name is Finn, but he's a good dog. He's cool.
My oldest dog, she's gonna be 16. When she farts, she'll fart. It's like quiet, and she'll be like, whatever, and just keep walking. But she doesn't fart often. Man, if my big dog farts.
Yeah.
You can smell it across the room.
Ah.
It's pretty bad.
Well, you got to run into it with Vera, right?
She only does it if she's really comfortable and getting off the couch, and if she's woken up from a nap and she's kind of just like pouring herself off the couch, something might rip out right about then. And then I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like I want to watch Nosferatu, and but she'll get up on the couch with me when I'm watching that, and I'm sure she'll let one rip, and at some point I'll have to take a break in the movie and go outside and throw up.
Does she have a preferred spot now where you are? I know it was where your gym was in Colorado. Now she's got another spot where she was shitting on a carpet or something like that, or?
Oh, she had a rough tummy for about 4 months down there, and she has everything's fine up here now. I don't know what it was. Maybe she had, maybe she caught something from another dog or something like that. But about once a month there was a diarrhea nightmare for about a full day, or a vomit nightmare. And she always would go to the carpeted area rather than the hardwood surface area, where it's so much easier to clean it up. Because why would she make it easier on it, right?
Yeah.
So
You have any of those robot vacuums?
no, because there was a big controversy. Well, back when I had houses, I think it was 2011. There was a big controversy. You talk about the round ones that go around and they vacuum things up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working in people's houses and you hear those things fucking coming around, just coming at and moves. Apparently they were sending back reports on the furniture layout, so they could tell if you needed a love seat, and then you would start seeing love seat ads in whatever your feed is, things like that. Which
it was
I don't know if that was a conspiracy theory, but it was big for a couple of months.
Yeah,
I heard where companies would get your floor layout, and it would see how much furniture you have, and if there's a lot of space, you'll get ads. Same thing for like different furniture. But I was saying more like if you had a robot vacuum that ever sucked up dog shit and just spread it all over the house.
it keeps traveling around.
That would be an interesting invention.
That happened to my friend's house.
No, it's happened. Like these Roombas will go around and they'll go through a pile of shit, and then they clean your house, and you got shit tracked all over your house. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you. Goodness gracious. Okay, well maybe they got to make them really big,
Yeah.
So they can handle a load.
Or like have a heat sensor and be like, oh, that's like 98.6 degrees. We're going to go around that.
They need to update the AI software to be able to recognize, that's a pile of shit. I'm not going to go around it.
You know what? On the front of them, just put a fucking nose.
Yeah.
like a clown nose.
Yeah, like a little rubber. So we was getting back. So I think I remember what I was talking about now. We're talking about your radio show, right?
Okay.
And you lost your Shannon. So how is it for you, for people listening to us, maybe they want to be a guest on your show? How does that work? Do you accept anybody? Who you looking for? Or do you not want any guests? How's that happen for you?
I would accept anybody, but there's only a few that will do it. Because they'll hear my show, and then they'll come to conclusions that I might kind of go rogue on the whole thing, and I don't know that I'm not perhaps not trustworthy once the show starts rolling, or I don't know what I mean, what it is, but I think people might think I might be a little off, and that's fine, But no, I haven't had anybody reach out in particular. The last interview I had, somebody interviewing me 2 weeks ago. But yeah, they can go to my I think it's called, I have a guest page on my site under the listen tab, and right at the top it says want to be a guest, see the the email or the contact page, send in a message and I'll have you on. I was trying to get a ufologist on because I'm into ufology and all that down in Colorado, but just when I think I'm getting somewhere, they fucking go back and listen to something that I've done and they're not happy with it. and then they pull out, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
So, that kind of thing.
Just show up with a condom on and you don't have to pull out.
Right. Yeah, tell them, show full body rubber.
There is that too.
So, but you have all your episodes on your website. So realbadradioshow.com. Everybody can check that out to get your audio and decide for themselves if they like it or not. I mean, I don't think you're much different than a lot of other people in what you think. I think you're just more vocal in saying it. I mean, it's really not bad stuff. And I laugh my ass off when I listen because you kind of get in these rants. I like the ones where you get pissed off about something small, like I lost the fucking little cap on the bicycle tire, and I fucking bent over, and when I bent over, I fell, and then I got a fucking puddle of shit. It just steamrolls into something else. Those are the stories I like about you when you get kind of irritated telling them.
Oh, there was the one morning where I wasn't wearing anything, like a lot of people. I sleep in the raw, and I got up and I started vacuuming the hard surface floor, and something rolled under the couch. So the vacuum is beside my head, and I've got this shit here. So I get down, I look under the couch, and the vacuum, now it's stuck to my fucking head on the left side. And that was quite an ordeal. And I thought, if I would have had a woman with me at the time, and she walked out of the bedroom, saw me quite literally bent all the way over, like as if you're kneeling, but then you put your ear to the ground, and there's a vacuum stuck to your head, and I couldn't find the switch to turn it off. I couldn't reach to unplug it. And she would have came around the corner and said, good luck with all that, and tiptoed outside. So, yeah, I did talk about that. And being annoyed about the landline situation, I was really pissed off about that.
Well, that lady comes around the corner. If you had a wife at the time, she'd see you, and you'd look like Marmaduke, just fucking balls hanging from behind.
You were doing downward dog yoga position.
That's right. And I was very vulnerable.
Didn't you cut your dick once in the kitchen?
When I was sharpening knives.
I don't know.
I was standing there, and I'm like, I didn't cut it. I burnt it. I was cooking craft dinner, and I was talking with my hands. And, in cooking school, one of the first things that you learn in cooking class in the 8th grade is always keep the pot handles inward, so they're not hanging over top of the stove. So like a child wouldn't pull boiling water down on themselves or something. And then, but I was talking with my hands, and the handle was sticking out. And I was in a band at the time, and I was wearing spandex.
Oh God!
Sorry. And it melted into the side of my dick because I was going commando. So the material of the spandex, whatever it all is, merged with the skin, the whole right side of my dick, and I had to go to the hospital. And the smart-ass doctor, he says, not usually one of the usual ingredients in craft dinner, huh? And it's only now that I can laugh about it. But I've had some incidents with that area.
You ever had to call fire department while butt naked stuck somewhere?
That's next. Mark my words. Absolutely.
Downward dog with a vacuum stuck to your hair. You call fire department.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys are closing in on episode 100.
Yeah, we're is he episode 100?
No, he's 102.
Oh, you're 102. So we already got 100 recorded. So since we've moved into this new studio, we've made some connections and we've set up a schedule that I sent to you. But it's a lot easier for us to now be able to record. And a couple of times we've had multiple recordings in one day. So, last summer we recorded a couple ahead, but me and you, because you were really sick, so we weren't able to get together for like a month, Roman and I, but we're using some other episodes we had for our Patreon or something like that. But now here, we've got a bunch of episodes in the bank that are, we may at some point here do 2 episodes a week on occasion, not consistently.
We fucked up a little bit. We opened these booking spots, right? Through Google appointment.
You saw it on the calendar, yeah.
Well, we didn't put any time in between, so some people schedule like back to back, and we're like, fuck. So
yeah, it's like you're banging your mistress and your wife's coming home. You got to get them out without seeing each other.
Yeah.
So we got to sort of put a little buffer window in there. But yeah, we're learning because this calendar's really been great for us. And we'll entertain other people. I mean, we're trying to do it on Tuesdays now, but it may if there's weekends or Fridays or some other night that works for people, then we'll make that work. It just may take a little longer for us to get to that, but
yeah, it's not set.
I thought it was really cool just receiving that in the email and then picking the time, and whichever the calendar showed the month, all that. Pick a Tuesday and pick the time, and I just thought, oh man, I'm tickled as punch or whatever you'd say. It was really cool, and I don't know, it's made me happy.
Yeah, it's
for you guys.
It's been very easy for us on that aspect. It's been just a little more convenient for us to organize because we both have other jobs. We both got families. It's it's tough, but we can sort of carve this out and maybe, like I said, we'll open up other days if people can't get here on a weekend or a weekday on a Tuesday, or maybe Wednesday works for them or some other day. But
yeah, we recently had to accommodate for someone for a weekend, so we just picked that date, blocked it off, sent it to them, and they signed up for that time slot. And it just helps to stay organized, and we both have the same calendar, so like we both have notifications that you got upcoming interview coming up. So
has anybody canceled on you guys like half an hour before or anything like that ever?
Not half an hour. I mean, in the description I put down, please give as much head notice for cancellations as possible. When you pick a spot there's a description right in that calendar. And we had someone a day before.
No, it was a day of. But really, in the almost 2 years we've done this, someone just canceled for the first time last week, but they were sick. So I mean, they let us know 4, 5, 6 hours ahead of time. That's not their fault, but that's really the only cancellation we've had.
Yeah, last minute will be tough. Like if we showed up and set everything up and ready for an interview, and then they call us in 10 minutes before, that fucking sucks. Well, that's right. I mean, I guess we could fill it with our own episode, but it helps if we at least have a few hours or so notice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? If it wasn't for just an episode where you guys talking, we wouldn't have curvy sidewalls.
That's right.
That's right. So, Rowan, that was gold. And I was doing a workout. And when somebody makes you giggle, if you're lifting something heavy, you lose all your strength.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing I had a Smith rack because I was able to lock it in. But that was hilarious. And Frank, your response, that's my new porn name, Curvy Sidewalls. And no, that was perfect, and I still giggle about it to this day.
Those glasses are great. We have them sitting right over here on top of the kegerator.
Shit just comes up. Yeah, every time I would drink it, it's the way it would flow back. There's like a ramp, and then when the beer goes back, it like splashes. He's like, "Why does your beer make that sound?" I'm like, "I don't know, these fucking curvy sidewalls."
Well, you were also comparing the shape of the glass to a woman.
Yeah. Big on top, big on the little tiny waist.
Yeah, it depends on the breast. It depends on the breast size, and then you can flip it if it's other ways around.
Well, maybe she doesn't have any breasts. She's just a big girl without breasts.
Then you flip the glass.
Right. Then it's a fat bottom girl, like a queen.
I've rarely seen a woman who has very tiny breasts with a big butt. It's usually very tiny breasts and a flat ass. It's like, hey, nice tailbone. And you're kind of, I don't know, and they're really skinny. The particular breed I'm talking about. But listen to me, breed. Yeah. No wonder I don't get any female guests. Yeah, except for my sister.
This is what people get with Lance if they go on his show. But you get a lot of emails too from people.
I get a shit ton of emails.
Yeah.
Well, not a shit ton. I would say I average about 10 per month, maybe 12 per month, and I'll read about 6 of them. Mm-hmm. Some of them are complimentary, and one or two of them will be just downright rude. Have another drink or something like that, and I'm like, I didn't drink during that show. It was a Tuesday night or whatever, But
well, this is a Tuesday night.
This is a Tuesday night, and I'll probably have another. Well, it's all like I'm getting up for work tomorrow.
Right.
I'll probably have a whiskey after this, and I rediscovered a whiskey that a booze that I really like up here. It's called Gibson's Finest, and and I play Gibson guitars, so it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Now you got to find a Marshall whiskey.
I had.
There probably is. Like Marshall did some weird things. That's why they got a beer fridge, right? They probably got a Marshall casket. If there's a Marshall casket, I'll be buried in one of those.
You pre-order it, yeah.
You can just.
Or you just fold me up and try and fit me in my Marshall beer fridge. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, if you cremate it.
There's that.
Yeah, we could turn you into a guitar pick.
So I always wanted to learn how to play guitar, and
yeah,
I think I went about it the wrong way.
Why?
Well, I didn't have a teacher or anyone to teach me, so I wanted to do it myself. Then I think instead of getting an acoustic guitar, which is easily just pick it up at any time and just play it, I went with electric, and I bought Gibson. And I just didn't have enough motivation or someone who would tell me like, or like have a class scheduled, or someone to be a teacher who like, okay, when are you coming in for the class to learn how to play guitar? I would love to learn how to play guitar, and I would love to have an acoustic guitar that if I ever go camping or whatever, it's easy just to throw that in your truck, bring it with you, and have some tunes at the campfire. But just never. After that, I was like, all right, well, the thing is just keep sitting here collecting dust. I move it from here to this spot. So I sold it to someone who, this lady bought it. Her kid was taking guitar lessons. So I'm glad it went to a good home.
Whenever I gave guitar lessons, my thing, just to keep them interested and to kind of get them going, I would say, I teach them the fundamentals for the first 2-3 months. And if they're improving at a decent pace, I'd say, okay, pick a song from your favorite band that you want to learn. And, so my thing was always teach people what they want to learn instead of going over rudimentary notes. And it's like teaching a kid from Western Canada how to speak French because it's in the school system. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit. But if you teach them what they want to learn, as a guitar teacher, they will stay interested and they will improve a lot faster because, it's just that way. Teach me Smoke on the Water, and you teach them Smoke on the Water, and then you're like, and it's, or whatever, Master of Puppets, whatever.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're familiar with Aaron Lewis, right? From Stain. He has a song, Tangled Up in You.
Why have I not heard that?
So
I don't know. I'll have to check that out.
He has a song called "Tangled Up in You," so that was our wedding song. And actually, my wife and I went to see him live, and he was playing. And at the time, we were trying to pick out wedding songs, and he was playing the song. We both kind of looked at each other like, "That's it. That would be our wedding song." So
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So till this day, I would love to learn how to play that on the guitar.
Well, see, Lance can teach you that.
Well, how can Lance teach me remotely?
Well, just do this. Just do a Zoom thing.
Like this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who do it online. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd sit there with your acoustic guitar. I would sit here with my acoustic guitar, and I would say take, assuming you're right-handed, you'd play standard, and I would say, teach you the A chord. It's all in the second fret, and get you going that way. And, simple.
All right. Maybe we'll talk.
A lot of guys doing it online like that.
Because I tried those like online like YouTube videos and apps, and I'm like, I don't know. I need someone to explain something to me. Like I'm looking at the stuff, someone's talking about it, but if I have an error, I need someone to explain it to me. Why
slap your dick?
Why?
Fucking whap.
Yeah, do that. Try doing that through Zoom.
I'll be here for you. I'll use one of those things like with the movie say cut.
No,
just put your dick in it.
No, there'll be like a smart outlet that'll be connected to an app on Lance's phone. Every time I misbehave, he like presses it
like a dog collar.
Wi-Fi dog collar.
Yeah.
Guys, hold on for literally 1 sec. I have to open the door and let her out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
There you go. And Roman, if you you ever feel like playing a little guitar, just stop by. We'll play a little guitar.
Do you have an amp for that?
Well, I have an amp that I have a small amp that is Marshall stack, and I have Lemmy, an action figure of Lemmy from Motorhead, right in front of it. Over my left shoulder.
Oh, I see it.
You probably can't see it.
We can see it.
We can see it.
Yeah.
On top of that speaker there, yeah.
Yep.
So that's Lemmy, and he's got his guitar there. But yeah, there's an amp behind him, and I can actually plug into that amp with the regular guitar. Go to the beach or something like that.
That's cool.
That little tiny amp.
Yeah, it's about, I don't know, 9 inches tall. Yeah, sounds fine.
Well, I'm gonna buy an acoustic guitar, and then I'll take lessons from you.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, do it. Get you started. Get you interested, so you want to actually do it. And if you want, I would learn the song that you want to learn, and then start teaching you after you get the fundamentals and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah, I will do that.
It's like another love connection.
Well, yeah.
Didn't we say something before we did this? Like, what was it? We said like you introduced someone before on one of our earlier podcasts. You saw someone, and maybe you introduced them, and I said, "See, we offer more than just this." Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a friend of yours or something. You introduced them, and now they got married.
There was one episode where there was a bar not far from my house, and my friends invited me over. They go every Friday or so, and so I went with them. We were hanging out, drinking, talking to the bartender, and then she was on Tinder or one of those dating sites. I don't know if it's called Tinder or not. And I was like, she was making our drinks. I'm like, let me see your phone. Can I see what kind of guys you're looking for? She's like, sure. So I was like, hey, can I pick one of these guys for you? She's like, okay. So I picked this guy for her. So they're getting married now. Like they dated and they're gonna get married. I'm like, you fucking owe me drinks for a lifetime.
Are you invited to the wedding?
No, I'm officiating them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they're getting married. Hopefully, marriage goes well, and it was thanks to me.
Yeah,
so just connect.
Yeah, you don't get any credit for the meeting, but if they divorce, you're gonna get the blame.
Yeah, and the bill.
Yeah, she's gonna remember who I am then, not when everything goes well. And they both they both were married. They both have kids from previous marriages, and well, I wish him the best.
Good. So anything else, Lance, you want to add? Anything else you want to kind of plug here?
I just keep doing what you guys do. I love the new studio. I love that table. I love the glasses, and just keep doing what you guys do. And I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy being a part of it. I really do.
Little story behind this table. This has live edge on both sides, and I was gonna build one. I have a piece of slab in my garage that's got live edge, but a little bit narrower, not as wide.
Is it that piece?
No, that's different. So I was gonna run it through a planer, do my whole setup because I built some of these tables with live edges, and I was gonna do that for our studio. So then I was Home Depot. I was walking through Home Depot. They have these countertops, right? They designed for islands, and this one was out of the box and it was scuffed up. So I asked the manager to come over. I'm like, hey, can you give me a deal on this? It's all scuffed up on the surface. It's going to take me a little while to fix this up and get it working. Nobody's going to buy it in this condition anyway. So will you sell it to me at a discount? And they're like, sure. So they scanned the barcode, and they scanned the wrong barcode, which is smaller than this. And they took off an extra. So I got this for 50% cheaper. And the scuffed part is actually under the table.
It's on the bottom.
That was going to be my question. You put the scuff part underneath.
No. This is the actual surface of the table. The scuffs were on the bottom of the table.
The bottom does look different. This is finished.
Yeah.
The bottom's like rough. Yeah.
So I told them that's the top of the table. And they were like, oh, that's going to be a lot of work. I'm like, yeah, so give me a good discount. Well, They didn't know which part was top and which part
And they
was
scanned the wrong barcode for another
and
top.
the wrong barcode. So I got this for 50% off. Didn't do
Well,
it.
it looks great. It's a good look, and I love the logo on there, right in the center. And yeah, the new studio kicks ass, you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, and thank you for being part of it. And again, people can check you out at realbadradioshow.com.
Thank you. Yep.
You're
and I'm on Spotify. You can leave nasty comments, anything you want. I'll read it all.
Mm-hmm. And email is right through your website?
Yep. On the contact page, realbadradio@gmail.com.
Okay.
When I did the website for the .com, Real Bad Radio was already taken, realbadradio.com, so I had to add realbadradioshow.com, so because some rapper has Real Bad Radio or something like that, so fucking bastard.
Yeah. Sons of bitches.
Real bad rapper.
Real bad rapper.
Real bad rapper. That's what he should be. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
thank you, Lance. Thank you for being a loyal follower and listener. We appreciate it. Thanks to all the listeners who are listening and watching. You can find us on all social media. We're almost at 3,000 on our Instagram, so we'll be doing the giveaway. And follow us on Hop Top Network. They're nice enough to host our podcast as well. And anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Yep. So more guests are coming up. Again, Lance, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And catch you in the next one.